Nassau. 17. 18. Two women sail among 300 pirates in the Caribbean. Both of them will outfight every man on the ship the night it ends. Neither of them was supposed to be here. This is what it was actually like, rank by rank, to sail beside Anne Bonny, the woman who chose a life on the account and paid the full price for it. You start at the bottom. Every woman in this story does. Rank 1. The cabin girl. Except nobody on this ship knows you are a girl. You are 16. You wear your dead brother's clothes. You bound your chest in linen this morning. You have not spoken above a whisper for 3 days because you are still learning how to sound like him. Your job is to fetch water, empty the captain's chamber pot, run messages between officers, stay out of the way. The crew calls you Tom. Your real name is one you do not say aloud anymore. You sleep in a corner of the galley near the cook fire. You change your bindings only when the cook is asleep. You have learned to relieve yourself without anyone seeing. You have been doing this for 4 months. You came aboard at Charlestown. You needed to disappear. You had reasons. You do not think about those reasons anymore. You think about your hands. You think about your voice. You think about not being caught. The other powder monkeys ignore you. The bosun cuffs you when you are slow. The first mate has never spoken to you directly. This is good. The less anyone notices you, the longer you live. You are paid 1/4 share when the ship takes a prize. That is less than a real boy your age would receive. You do not complain. Complaining draws attention. One night, alone in the galley, you cry once, quietly, into your sleeve. You stop after a minute. You do not let it happen again. That is also a rule you have learned. 3 months in, the captain takes a Spanish merchant ship. The crew gets drunk that night. The first mate notices you for the first time. He grabs your arm. You break his nose with the empty water pail. The crew laughs. The first mate laughs eventually, too. He calls you Scrappy. You are not punished. You are noticed. The next morning, the bosun starts giving you harder work. You are no longer just a cabin boy. You are now allowed in the rigging. You climb for the first time, on a sunny morning, off the coast of Hispaniola. You do not look down. You do not breathe. You make it to the top. You stay there for 10 minutes after the work is done, just to feel what it is like to be above everything. That is the day you decide you are not going home. Whoever you were before this ship is dead. Tom is alive. Tom can climb. You have been a boy for 4 months now. You will be a boy for 2 more years. And the thing you do not know yet, the thing nobody on this ship knows, is that there is another woman aboard. She is doing the same thing you are doing. She is also pretending to be a man. Her name is Mary Reed. And one day, when you finally meet her, neither of you will believe what the other one is. Rank 2, the deckhand. You are 18. You have been Tom for 2 years and 3 months. You can climb the rigging in 20 seconds. You can tie a bowline in the dark. You can read the wind off the back of your neck before you ever look at the sails. Your voice is settled lower. You smoke a clay pipe sometimes. You spit when men spit. You laugh when men laugh. You no longer think about being caught. You think about being good. You are now part of a crew that knows your hands. You are paid a half share. You sleep in the forecastle with the other deckhands. You have learned to sleep through 40 men snoring. You also have your own knife. You sharpen it every Sunday. One thing has changed. You have started to notice another deckhand on the ship. A small, wiry sailor named James Reed. He is quiet. He drinks alone. He fights better than men twice his size. You watch him in the rigging. You watch him at meals. You watch him sleep, twice, when you cannot sleep yourself. Something about him is wrong, or right. You cannot decide which. One night during a storm, James slips on the wet deck and falls hard against the rail. You catch him before he goes overboard. Your hand wraps around his ribs through his soaked shirt. You feel the binding underneath. You feel it before you understand it. Your eyes meet. Neither of you says anything. You both know. Mary Reed tells you her real story 2 weeks later, alone below deck, drunk on stolen rum. She has been a man for almost 20 years. Her mother dressed her in her dead brother's clothes when she was 4. She has been a soldier. She has fought in the Flanders War. She married a Flemish soldier. He died. Quote, she put on the man's clothes again. She has been at sea for 6 years. You tell her your story, too. It takes less time. You have less to tell. Neither of you cries. You drink the rest of the rum. 3 weeks later, the captain catches a prize that turns out to be carrying a cargo of indentured servants. Among them, a woman in a man's coat with a sword at her hip. Her name is Anne Bonny. She is 20 years old. Red hair, furious eyes. She has just left her husband. She has just left her lover. She has just left a small fortune she set on fire. She comes aboard with no man's permission. She comes aboard alone. You are watching from the rigging when she steps onto the deck. You think that is the woman I want to follow? You do not know yet that you will. Rank 3, the boarder. You are 20. You are part of the boarding party now. The first wave across the ropes, the ones the captain trusts to fight in close quarters. You carry a cutlass and a flintlock pistol. You know how to use both. You have killed 3 men. You do not remember their faces. You remember the weight of the cutlass after. The crew you sail with now is different. The captain is John Rackham. The men call him Calico Jack because of the bright cotton coats he wears. He is 35. He drinks too much. He is in love with Anne Bonny and she is in love with him, and the whole ship knows it because they argue and laugh and disappear into the captain's cabin together for hours at a time. Mary Reed is on this ship too. She still goes by James Reed. The men still do not know. You still go by Tom. Anne Bonny knows you are a woman within 3 days of coming aboard. She does not say how she knew. She just knows. She does not tell anyone. She watches you fight. The first time you are in a boarding party with Anne Bonny, you understand what you have been training for. She moves through a fight differently than men do. She does not stop. She does not pause. She does not posture. She closes distance. She uses the side of her cutlass against ribs. She uses her pistol once, and then it becomes a club. You watch her in the middle of the fight on a Spanish merchant deck. You think I want to fight like that. You think I want to fight beside her. The next time you fight, she is on your left. You do not lose. The next time after that, she is on your left again. By the 3rd time, the crew has noticed. The crew has started calling you Anne's boy. You let them. The name buys you time. Mary Reed and Anne Bonny figure each other out in a tavern in Tortuga. 3 days of drinking together. 3 days before they say what they are out loud. They tell you on the 4th day. You are now 3 women on a ship of pirates who think they are sailing with men. You will not be 3 for long. The crew finds out about Mary first. There is a fight. A man tries to take her. She kills him with a single thrust through the throat. The crew sees the binding fall open as she pulls her cutlass back. The crew also finds out about Anne in the same week. She does not hide it. She walks the deck in her own clothes. She is the captain's woman, and she has earned her share of every prize since she came aboard. Nobody finds out about you. You stay, Tom. This is your choice. You have been on this ship for 2 years. You have killed 7 men. You have boarded 14 vessels. You have a half share, a sword that was made for you, and a captain who would die for any of his crew. But the British Navy is hunting Calico Jack now. The Royal Navy has a price on Anne Bonny's head. The Royal Navy does not yet have a price on Tom. That will change. You have 1 more year of being someone you are not. Rank 4, Anne's right hand. You are 21. You stopped being Tom 4 months ago. It happened on a single day. You walked onto the deck in your own clothes. Your hair, which had been short for 5 years, was just long enough to braid. You stopped binding your chest. You spoke in your real voice for the first time on the deck. The crew stared. Then a few of them shrugged. Then they went back to work. You had expected violence. You did not get it. What you got was the quiet realization that some of them had known for a long time. What you got was Anne Bonny clapping you on the shoulder once, hard, and walking past without saying anything. What you got was permission to exist as yourself for the first time in 5 years. The ship has shrunk. Calico Jack lost most of his crew to a king's pardon. Some men took the deal and went home. Some took the deal and turned informant. The ship that started with 70 men now has 12. You are one of the 12. So is Mary. So is Anne. The remaining men are the ones who could not go home for one reason or another. Some of them have prices on their heads. Some of them have prices on their families. Most of them are drunk most of the time. This is the crew that goes to the gallows together. You all know it. You have become Anne's right hand because Mary has become her left. Mary is the better fighter. You are the better navigator. Anne is the better leader. The three of you make decisions Calico Jack would have made if he were sober. Calico Jack is rarely sober anymore. You do not blame him. The end is coming, and he knows it. He drinks because he does not want to be aware when it happens. The three of you do not have that luxury. One night, Anne Bonny tells you that if you survive what is coming, she wants you to write her story. You ask her why she thinks she will not survive. She says, because I am pregnant. You are quiet for a long time. She says Mary is too. You are quiet for longer. The British Navy is closing on you. You do not know it yet, but a captain named Jonathan Barnett has been tracking your ship for 6 weeks. He has informants in 3 Caribbean ports. He has the pardons of 2 men who used to be in your crew. He knows where you anchor. He knows when you sleep. He knows when most of your men are drunk. That is the night he is coming. The night Captain Barnett boards your ship is the night every man on board is drunk except for 3 women. Anne Bonny is pregnant. Mary Read is pregnant. You are not. The men are below deck. The women are on the deck. The British are coming up the side of the ship. You have been waiting for this for 5 years. Rank 5. The last fight. October 1720. Negril Bay, Jamaica. You are 21 years old. The ship you sail on has 12 people aboard. 11 of them are men. 3 of those 11 are sober. The British sloop comes alongside at 1 in the morning. Captain Jonathan Barnett has 30 men. They throw the ropes. They start to climb. Anne Bonny is the first one on her feet. She runs to the hatch. She screams down at the crew below. Get up here! Get up here and fight like men! Nobody comes up. She screams it again. Nobody comes up. Calico Jack is somewhere in that hold. He is too drunk to stand. Anne Bonny turns away from the hatch. She looks at Mary. She looks at you. She says, then we fight. The 3 of you stand on the deck of a sloop, facing 30 British sailors coming over the rail. Anne fights with 2 cutlasses. Mary fights with 1 cutlass and 1 pistol. You fight with the navigator's compass knife and the boarding axe you took off a Spanish merchant 2 months ago. The 3 of you hold the deck for almost 10 minutes. You wound 7 of them. Anne kills 2. Mary kills 3. You should not be alive after the first 3 minutes. You are alive at the 10th. Anne goes down first, a musket ball through the thigh. She stays standing for another full minute on 1 leg before they take her. Mary goes down second. She is bleeding from her side and still slashing at the men around her when they finally pull her arms behind her. You are last. You are surrounded. You drop your weapons. You raise your hands. You are taken. As they pull you across the deck, you see Captain Barnett looking down into the hold. You hear him say one sentence that you will remember for the rest of your life. He says these women fought better than any man on this ship. The trial happens in Spanish Town, Jamaica, November 1720. The men are tried first. Calico Jack is sentenced to hang within the week. Anne Bonny is allowed 1 moment with him before he is taken. She does not embrace him. She looks at him through the cell bars and says, I am sorry to see you here, but if you had fought like a man, you would not now be hanged like a dog. That is the last thing Anne Bonny ever says to John Rackham. He is hanged the next morning. The women are tried separately after. The court asks each one guilty or not guilty. Each one answers guilty. The court sentences each one to hang. Then Anne Bonny stands, and Mary Read stands, and both of them say the same words. My lord, we plead our bellies. Both of them are pregnant. Under English law, a pregnant woman cannot be executed. The court delays the sentence. You stand last. You are not pregnant. You have nothing to plead. The court asks for your name. You give your real name for the first time in 5 years. The court does not believe you. The court records list your name as Tom, 2 paragraphs. The court does not bother to investigate further. You are sentenced to hang in 7 days. This is what history records. Mary Read dies in prison of fever before her child is born. The records list the date as April 28th, 1721. Anne Bonny disappears from the records entirely. Some historians believe her wealthy father bought her freedom and brought her home to South Carolina. Some believe she escaped. Some believe she was quietly released because of her father's connections. Nobody knows for certain. The trial records simply stop mentioning her after the second pregnancy plea. And the third woman? The one the court called Tom? The court records say she was hanged on the 5th of December, 1720. The court records are wrong. You are never hanged. You escape on the 4th night, the way 3 women on a pirate ship know how to escape. You climb out of a cell window with a knife you stole from a guard. You drop 7 feet into the dark. You walk until you cannot walk. You make it to a small port on the north coast of Jamaica. You sign on to a merchant ship as a deckhand. You give the name Tom one last time. 6 months later, you are in Boston. A different woman, a different life. You marry a fisherman 3 years later. You bury him 14 years after that. You raise 4 children. None of them ever know you sailed with Anne Bonny. None of them ever know what your real name was before Tom. None of them ever know what your real name became after. You die in 1773. You are 74 years old. The day you die, your eldest daughter is going through a small wooden chest you kept under your bed for 50 years. Inside the chest, there is one item, a small tarnished silver spoon. You took it from a Spanish merchant ship in 1720. You were 19. You kept it for 53 years. You never told anyone why. Before the Mast. Next time, your life as every rank on Bartholomew Roberts' crew. Subscribe. The tide is turning.